Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. There is growing tension within the galaxy as the Federation have started expanding their dominion outside of the inhabited bubble. A recent community goal was set up to create naval bases in the Shadowy system and eventually lead towards the Pleiades system. Now those systems, many of them are unclaimed, they're anarchic systems without anyone actually living there, with the exception of course of Maya, which is an independent system. But the notion, the idea of the Federation actually going out that way and creating bases in them and claiming ownership is a threat to all independent systems, and the Empire themselves are leaning towards seeing this as a bit of an overt and hostile act. Now, this community goal required us to buy some power generators or other items and deliver them down to Ramsbottom Hub in the Shadowy system, and I'm doing that here in my Lacon Type 9. Got quite a lot of cargo here. I can carry 500 units, so that's exactly what I'm going to go ahead and do. However, there's been quite a lot of controversy surrounding this particular community goal. The player group, the 13th Legion, not at all happy with the Federation's aims, decided to go all out and try and prevent the community goal from coming to completion. With that in mind, they started attacking trade ships and many other hostile acts within the Shadowy system, eventually getting the system put on lockdown. And what this meant is that all non-essential services within that system were actually shut right down, and that included the commodities market, meaning that the players involved with the community goal couldn't actually fulfill their objective and deliver any goods to the station. Now, this is the nature of a sandbox game. It's the nature of emergent gameplay, and anyone would then hope that the military might turn up, or indeed that either the game or Frontier themselves would set something in motion. However, Frontier weren't too keen on this particular outcome, and whilst they did agree that it was a valid use of the background simulator, they did state that it was never intended that a lockdown would actually be able to prevent a community goal from coming to completion. With that in mind, Frontier flipped a switch and removed the lockdown on the Shadowy system. Bit of an unfortunate outcome really, but not deterred, the 13th Legion and other players decided to take an alternative route and started to UA bomb the Shadowy system station here. What that meant is delivering unknown artifacts here, the result of which it puts all essential services offline, unfortunately in this case without the exception of the commodities market, which was still running. But you couldn't refuel here, you couldn't repair or do anything else. And Frontier decided to let that stand. It's unfortunate that Frontier would act as the hand of God in these situations, but that could simply be down to a limitation with the game, or it could of course be down to the direction the story is heading in. Now, not content with the expansion, the Federation have also sent capital battle cruisers out to the Merope system. Now, there's been one here guarding a Barnacle for a while now, and there is now another one here parked right near the star. This one only has a few ships around it, at least when I arrived. One of them was a Lacon Type 7, and I was curious as to what cargo it would be holding. Maybe it could be some unknown probes or unknown artifacts. Unfortunately, it turned out that it was actually carrying nothing at all. But it now appears that the superpowers of the galaxy are starting to see these locations where there are Barnacles, nebula, as areas of vital strategic importance. The Empire haven't reacted too well to this news, and indeed have set up their own community goal, asking for players to submit exploration data so that they too can claim ownership over Barnacle sites. In another twist, the system where Jacques Station is now located right out 22,000 light years away from home is now under the control of the Federation. So of course this leads to yet another question. Who owns the Barnacles, what do they represent, and how are they going to take to Federation and Empire laying claim to them? So it's long been hinted that eventually the Federation and the Empire would go to war, and if you've read any of the community goals and the background news, you'll know that's going to be coming quite soon, I suspect. Not too long ago in the system Daramo, both the Federation and the Empire locked heads over ownership of that particular system, deploying capital ships there and getting involved in a bit of a conflict. And if all of the in-game hints and story elements aren't enough, Michael Brooks has been interviewed by the magazine PC Powerplay, where he confirmed that the Federation and the Empire are being pushed into war with each other by shadowy figures, and that there are indeed aliens out there. Now, judging by recent hints, I would suspect that the aliens are going to turn up a lot quicker than most people suspect. Whether they turn up as powers that they can actually interact with, or whether it's merely crashed ships, is anyone's guess at the moment, but certainly I suspect to start seeing crash sites or ships very, very soon. Streamer Crash has recently suggested that there are indeed some alien crash sites out there that can be located by the tip-off missions that you get. You can see a few of those mission texts on the screen right now. Now, Crash has stated that he's actually managed to decode or work out what these messages mean and what they're pointing to, but that he didn't want to go ahead and reveal that directly himself. He'd rather another person do that, or another group out there do that. This is all very similar to how it started to kick off before the Barnacles were found, and they were found very shortly after all these events actually occurred. So my bet is that we're going to see something alien related very soon, and do keep in mind that this weekend it is LaveCon. My hope, of course, is that whatever does happen, it has significant impact on the game and is a lot more than just some sites we can go and visit. But whatever does happen, it's quite clear that things are heating up. Right around here, this is planet Merope 2A. You saw there's convoys right in orbit. And down on the surface of the planet, there's a battlecruiser here guarding this particular barnacle. And I, for one, am very interested to see what happens next. But until then, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time. Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian End. Patch 2.2 has already been discussed, along with passenger missions and tourist locations, and today I want to take a look at tourist locations. As you all know, exploration is very much one of my things with Elite Dangerous, and if I'm being perfectly honest, and I think if everyone's being honest about it,